Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to the second part of the seat.
Sorry.
What? Don't you dare start with this again, Bill.
I'm in your spot.
Yeah, right, you do it then. You're in the spot.
No.
No, you do it. I know. Anyway.
Who are we again?
This is a really good
start. Yeah.
intro.
I love tripping up GD, especially in the intro.
We're all just giddy from the E3. That's what's just happened. That's what it is.
E3 hype.
Woo!
E3 hype.
I'm not even supposed to be here today.
Woo!
Anyway. Hello, fellow Cravers, and welcome to the CTG podcast E3 special part 2. It is Thursday, the 16th of June. As always, you have me, GD, you have Shimmy, and you have Billy. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I've done the intro. That is my part. Let's go. You can continue. I'm just here for the laughs.
I'm just here for the food.
I'm just here for the memes. Okay, so we've been looking at the lovely E3 2016. I've done my little watching of it.
Done my last minute research.
I've got notes.
You've got notes.
A website.
I've got the brain because I was lucky that mine was on at 9 in the evening, 9 p.m.
Yeah, you two had easier ones out of this.
Yeah, I had an easy one.
Well, no, I'd like to point out because I had mine was Sony in the first place, wasn't it? Which was at 2 a.m. in the morning, and now I'm on here and I've got Bethesda, which was 3 a.m. in the morning.
Well,
let's see how this goes.
It is our night owl.
I'm a night owl now, yeah. So,
well, I watched the E3, the EA's presentation.
Tank pigeon hype.
Yeah.
I feel tank pigeon hype, yeah. I mean, well, it started off was they got all the sport out the way.
Which, look, I'm happy with some of the sport that they announced.
Well, yeah, and FIFA looks refreshing.
I like the story mode that they're thinking about.
Story mode, yeah. I don't know who the hell they had in to do the story mode, but it looks pretty decent there. So that's not. And they had Jose Mourinho, come on, because they were saying about the managers, about all the proper managers that are going to be in it, world-class managers, and then Mourinho comes on and says, "What about me?"
Well, a lot of people have been worried about this story mode, which is supposed to be coming for FIFA, aren't they? Where people are not sure if you can even make your own character, which I like to point out with FIFA. Someone who's played every FIFA since it's been out on the 360.
Yeah.
You are able to create your own character.
Yeah.
So, woman, I'm going to move this over here so I can look at the camera while I'm looking at you guys. That's better. Well, a lot of people are thinking that you've got to play the story mode with the character that they're shown on stage.
Well, no, he's just a random guy that's created the character, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, it's like me. I'm more worried about because I'm like I said, I'm looking forward to this. It's something fresh that's coming for FIFA, because it's a story mode in a game which has never had a story mode before.
No.
It's had career and stuff like that, but this is a full-blown story that's going to be happening with it.
It reminds me, I mean, probably sports person anyway, so I'll probably just be quiet during this whole EA bit, but it reminds me a lot of the wrestling games where you used to have like create a fight and they go through, the championship and stuff like that.
It reminded me of that as well, yeah, like in the backstage and...
Yeah.
But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I want to play it, but I'm scared that there's only so many clubs that's going to be involved in it. The thing is, that's something that it's going to be a little bit iffy with people. Because the last thing, they only shown 4 managers, which will be that we know of, which are in the game. That's Arsenal's, Man United's, Chelsea's, and Liverpool's managers. I know the name of them. I just don't want to say it because, no offense, this is a podcast where we talk more about games and not about football.
Yeah, we don't need to start a football.
EA was interested to talk about the managers, weren't they? They even brought one on stage.
Guys, can you still hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can still hear you.
Yeah, that's all right.
Sorry, I just drank a beer.
For some weird reason, my Steam Skype wanted to be about something else. But yeah, I'm scared that they'll only be the 4 clubs that you can play as. and that'd be quite difficult because, for example, if you're an Everton fan, you do not want to be your player going to Liverpool, would you?
No.
No, or it's just something that I'm more iffy. It's something I want to see when it actually comes out and what it's actually like, because this can be a hit or miss depending on how deep the actual story mode is.
Yeah, yeah. It's going to be, yeah, like you said, hit or miss. I mean, I hope it's not just going to be like a gimmicky thing that they're just thrown together quickly to generate something different for the FIFA. I know they're using the Frostbite engine now as well.
Which it does make it look a lot better.
It does make it look a lot better, yeah, but it is an older end. It's getting old, and aren't Battlefield using the newer Frostbite and stuff like that?
Well, all we know is it's Frostbite technology. They haven't said it's the Frostbite engine, so it's using the same technology that is in Frostbite. But it seems that EA is using it for all their in-house games now. Anyway. Which it makes sense. Have one engine for the one thing. And I don't understand why there was a separate engine just for sports games. And it looks like that Ignite thing didn't actually last that long. Because I think we only found out about it for, is it 2, maybe 3 years? Because I think it came out when this gen consoles came out, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, like I said, it looks pretty. I'm looking forward to the story mode. And I'm more than likely going to buy it anyway because it is a FIFA game, and I do like my football, and I do enjoy the FIFA games when they do come out each year anyway.
Yeah.
So
I'll probably pick this one up.
Yeah.
I mean, they went. There's a few other things, isn't there, that they mentioned. There's the Titanfall 2.
Yeah, but we kind of knew.
Kind of called that anyway.
Yeah.
Mass Effect Andromeda.
Yeah, they only shown like was it
I think it was just a clip.
Scene, yeah.
Or a couple
Not much really came out.
There's nothing really cool. I mean, the main highlight of the show was obviously Battlefield 1.
Pigeon!
Pigeon! Flying out the tank.
Boyfriend confirmed part of EA now.
Yeah. So, but that was
we saw
entertaining.
That 4 times.
Yeah, they've shown us little clips, and then there was the big, full, extra 10-second long clip.
Well, going back to what was it? Not Battlefield.
Mass Effect.
Titanfall. There's one thing I'm surprised about it. It's coming out. Was it October?
I'm not sure.
I'll have a quick check. Yeah, I think it's coming out mid-October. Well,
yeah.
Battlefield 2 is supposed to be coming out mid-October as well.
Battlefield 2?
Not Battlefield 2. Battlefield 1 is supposed to be coming
out. Yeah, that was
coming
out around October, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm finding it weird. Why is EA doing this, having both Titanfall 2 and Battlefield 1 coming out around about the same time?
I'm not sure. I know the Battlefield 1, if you have Xbox, you can get it early on the Xbox Early Access, can't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know how early.
Yeah, because of EA Access, yeah. I've got a feeling that's going to be the same with Titanfall 2 when it comes out as well. Yeah, it's scheduled for release October the 28th, 2006, Titanfall 2 is, according to this.
Nice.
So,
yeah, 28th, yeah. And that's on, obviously, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
But I think the biggest thing that people are excited about, which was kind of leaked just before E3, is single player.
Single player, yeah. Well, it wasn't there last time, was it?
No, well, they had a sort of single player. They had a sort of story mode to it, but it was mixed with the online. It was a full online game, which a lot of people really got upset with, because it's like even if you lost the battle, the story still continued.
Oh, right.
Which there was no point. I think a lot of people. I think it was proof that people still loved the story when it came to those kind of games. And I think, lucky for us, Respawn Entertainment have actually looked at us and actually said, yeah, we understand what you're saying here. We understand you want a story mode. You want a single-player experience. Here you go. And they've actually given us a full story mode with it as well, which looks...
Do you think it would be... do you reckon the multiplayer will still come first and the story mode will be more like a Call of Duty-esque in the background, no one's going to play it, or do you reckon it will cater to? I know people said they were upset that there wasn't a story mode, but do you reckon people are going to spend a lot of time on it, or?
I think that a lot of people will spend more time on the multiplayer, but they will still have a go of the single player.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Call of Duty. A lot of people still focus more on the multiplayer, don't they?
Yeah.
But they still have a go of the single player anyway.
Yeah,
I think everyone has if they pick up a Call of Duty game, they still play a bit of the single player anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do. But it's like you said, it's the multiplayer's the main.
What about you, Billy? Who's just sitting there quietly?
Yeah, I didn't really. I played Titanfall 1. There was a time, I think, when E3 EA Origin first unveiled, I think.
Yeah.
They gave Titanfall to play for free for a month, and I got my feel out of that, and I didn't really care for it.
The thing is, I think if you didn't really enjoy Titanfall for its actual mechanics, I don't think this new one, which is coming out, is going to really.
It's a story you're excited for, aren't you?
It's a story that I'm more excited about, yeah. Because it looks like a really good story as well, what we've seen with the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
We'll see what happens with that one.
Yeah. Like I said, coming out October the 28th.
You reckon it'll lessen the COD sales?
Yes. I think, be honest, I think COD is really in trouble this year.
Yeah.
It just the fact of how much people have been so against it. It's obvious it's not going to do that well.
And with other options like Titanfall and Battlefield 1 coming out, there's other options for people to dive into.
Like all the games that have been announced at E3, there's so many different variants of games which are coming out that it seemed that is going to be more entertaining anyway. Like what we mentioned yesterday, Dead Rising 4 is going to be coming out during the holidays as well. So there you've got your zombie field just there.
Mm-hmm.
You've got, like I said, Battlefield 1, and you got Battlefield 1 where there's your major shooter esports side of things, and then you've got Titanfall 2 coming out as well, which there is your futuristic side of things. Yeah,
it's going to be a good end. It's going to be a good end to the year, I think.
Well, even the beginning of the year looks quite cool.
Yeah,
next year. So
interesting, but I was sat there watching away, and then there's all this build-up during the EA announcement to the big Battlefield game at the end between two teams. They had Jamie Foxx and Zac Efron. I don't know why those two. And then they had these two teams, and then they had the guy on the red carpet, and he was meeting all these like rap stars that were coming in to play the game, bloody Snoop Dogg, and all these other hippity hoppers. Even Tony Crews was there, the actor, the big muscly guy.
Snoop Dogg scored a 420.
Snoop Dogg scored a 420 live on the stream, blazing it up. But if it was illegal substances or it was just a little cigar.
I love it more because I've heard so many stories about this, because I didn't actually see this part of it, and the actual camera focused on him when he had this.
He was there with the keyboard, keyboard and mouse in it or something, and he just had so he had his hands on the game, looking at it with just this little doobie hanging out of his mouth, just like
And I think
it's funny because if you look at what he's doing in the game as well, he looks out of it because he's walking backwards into a wall, he's like no fucking paying attention to the game in the slightest.
Yeah, but he says to the guy at the start, he says like, "Oh, Snoop Dogg," he says, "Have you got any little secret? Have you got any secrets or tips you're gonna be putting out?" It's like, "Man, I got myself a secret weapon, but I ain't gonna tell you anything. It's gonna be a surprise." The next thing you know, he's blazing that shit up. He's getting high. He's backwards moonwalking. But yeah, I mean, from all the tomfoolery, it looked like a really good game. And
I find it funny sticking with the actual was it 64 player battle, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He had Snoop Dogg and is it Wiz Khalifa?
Wiz Khalifa, yeah.
And I heard that you know Bernie Burns from Rooster Teeth.
Mm-hmm.
He was the guy who was in the between these two guys.
Oh, was he the guy in the middle?
So he had Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa just passing the joint to each other. And I heard stories afterwards that he got a contact high for about 3 hours, and he already knew Bernie Burns, and then he already knew he was high from it. Because he had to cover, because they've been doing the YouTubes after, just on talking after the actual press conference stuff.
Yeah.
And he's heard that he's been basically raided the food table that was set up there.
Munchies.
He had munchies for 3 hours. So,
oh my god. Yeah, so it was a good night for the boys. It was a proper party, which is nice to see people actually chilling out and playing games, which is about. Even though it was recreational drugs isn't something I'd promote, but it's nice to see that people weren't there just to promote themselves as well. They were there just to have a good time and play some computer games.
I think they said that they shown it because it was in California and it's legal there.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so that's the reason why they were allowed to show it.
I didn't think. Yeah, well, they don't have obviously have smoking laws like we do as well.
No, I think they have it as still as medicinal out there.
I mean, like smoking in buildings and stuff.
Oh, and yeah, that's the main problem of that.
Might burn the place down.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna tell Snoop Dogg to stop smoking a joint, man.
Yeah, no, yeah, come on, it's Snoop Dogg. You do not tell him to do anything.
I won the game. I burnt the place down.
Yeah, I think he's reached that.
Ever.
Yeah, I think he's reached that point in celebrity as a celebrity where he is allowed to do that.
Yeah. And the irony of the giant airship burning and crashing down as well, blazing it up just like he was blazing that spliff. Yeah. But it did look an impressive game, and I wanted to play the bloody thing when I was watching it. I was like, Christ!
I want to play it with Snoop Dogg.
I want to play some Snoop Dogg. I want to play it with Snoop Dogg. I want to blaze it with Snoop Dogg.
This would be a DLC.
DLC, yeah.
Well, like I said, I think it's going to be on the EA Access early one, isn't it? So hopefully they'll have a trial of it. That's probably when I'll have a go of it myself.
Yeah.
But it's not one of those games that I'll be wanting to get. Yeah, I think it's more to the fact that I'm not a fan of Battlefield series anyway. And we've mentioned this so many times on the podcast. I'm not a fan of going back to World War One. Anyway, I prefer when it comes to shooters, more of the modern day stuff. Myself.
Well, each to their own. And I've been waiting for an older time first person shooter for a long time. So
yeah,
I might pick it up.
So, is there anything else you wanted to mention with EA?
Not much really. I mean, it just shown the next step of evolution. It'd be surprising to see where it goes afterwards. In the ways of the sporting things they're going to do with the new sporting graphics and engines.
It was a lot better than last year. That's what I'll give it.
It was a lot better, but it was predictable.
I was having a headache last year watching the EA conference. On this one, I was actually
Pele.
entertained and
we had Pele.
Pele. But no Pele. But he had a Jose Mourinho. So
yeah, where's my check?
He had the time in his. He had the time in his busy schedule after joining the mighty Manchester United.
No. But yeah, like I said, I felt he was a bit boring myself. Because there were certain things, like you said, with Titanfall 2, which we already knew about. What's it called? Battlefield 1, we already knew about. We knew there was going to be a FIFA game. We knew there was going to be a Madden game.
Yeah.
There wasn't really anything surprising from it. I think the only thing that really was that we didn't really know much about was that Fee. But that
Fee.
Yeah, but that reminded me of a 3D version of Ori and the Blind Forest.
Yeah, it was a weird one, that wasn't it? But that was promoting the helping the indies out sort of thing, wasn't it?
Xbox original or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and also they mentioned that they're going to be doing, is it special events in their games where it'll be for charities, wasn't it? Like, for example, the FIFA Ultimate Team, there'll be a special cup that you can take part in, which will be probably for special effect.
Ah, right, yeah.
Yeah, which is nice. I'm happy that they're thinking of doing stuff like that because I like seeing that more, especially from publisher side of things.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool. Anyway, what about in the old Nintendo regions?
You want to know about Zelda? Oh, so much Zelda for you to talk about.
By the way, when you talk about Zelda, can you raise from the ashes? So
yeah,
we can
you're
see
really
your
low, mate.
head. Yeah, it's like you spent some time with Snoop Dogg.
I was blazing it.
You was blazing it up. Shit, the lights coming out and everything now. The man means business.
The Nintendo is started. I can wake up and go, nah. It's not the opposite of cash. I'm like the anti-cash.
Anti-cadge.
So me and GD, I think we sat there for about an hour watching.
I think it was longer than an hour.
Over an hour watching a little snippet of Pokemon. That's what we saw. We saw it catch. What did we catch? A lug. What was it? And
a young goose.
An ungoose. And the face that it had, I can only describe as like an emote.
It had the biggest grin ever, and it had such sharp teeth. Now, what kind of animal do you think a young goose is?
Guess. Go on.
Go on, Shimmy.
What?
Well, it's young goose. What do you think the animal is?
Young'uns.
Young goose.
Young goose. It's got to be a bird. It's got to be a goose.
Oh, do you want the? There's always like a little bird.
Yeah.
Starting off, we've got a woodpecker.
Yeah. I look. No, come on. We both agreed that.
Is it called Woody?
I was going to surprise you that.
Woody Woodpecker.
No, it wasn't. Was it a patatat or something? Something.
Little pecker.
Potato.
It was a potato.
Little pecker.
I like potato.
Yeah, so we saw something. Young goose, which was it's supposed to be the rat, the ratata.
Oh, like a mongoose.
You've got it.
I love how it took that long. Oh, like a mongoose.
Yeah, so you had young goose, which is pretty much like the ratata of this generation.
Like
you had
bird
the
and the rat.
bird, which is a woodpecker, and I think they also shown off what the first bug Pokemon is. It's a grub.
Oh, which will be the Caterpie.
Yeah, pretty much like the Caterpie of this gen. Yeah,
It'd probably be like a poison alternative as well. Normally is.
Yeah.
I think the most revolutionary thing out of that Pokemon thing that we saw was that the battle area is completely like the camera can be moved around. You can see the trainers and stuff like that, so you can compare the sizes of the Pokemon to the trainer.
Nice.
Yeah, you can actually see the trainer in the actual battle.
Oh, nice.
So you're going to see how short Charizard really is.
Well, it wasn't just that. They also shown off a new battle system, didn't they?
Oh yeah, they had the free-for-all one.
Yeah.
Forgot about it. Free-for-all. So it's a 4-player multiplayer game where 4 people just throw their Pokemon at it and they fight to the death until one of them loses. And then
to death or till they're blackout.
Blackout.
Fainted.
Fainted.
Yes. Yeah, I think
got set on fire and now he's fainted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think what it looks like, you can have up to 3 Pokemon in this free-for-all battle. But it looks more like it's a fatal 4-way style, if people understand with wrestling terms. So I think
what it is that I think the game ends when the first person loses all 3 of their Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then I think the score is attributed by the amount of takedowns. It's like basically made kills it's got. So it's...
I don't know if it's takedowns or how much health they've got. They didn't really explain that too much.
Yeah, I don't really explain that too much, but I'd say it's whether done the most hits more because it's got more of a strategy that way instead of just brutal like I think it didn't help because it's shown this person won.
which person was that?
Who was it that won? Tell me.
Someone won. They should have shown what Pokemon. That would have been better.
So when's that due for release?
November the 18th.
Right.
Which
get that.
so far they've shown us the free thingy Pokemon. They've shown us the starter Pokemon, the starter first level Pokemon. Sorry.
Sorry, now I get your fucking T-shirt now. Praise the sun, because that's the version
you just got it.
You motherfucker.
You just seriously, you just got it.
Couldn't you tell by the symbol?
No, I knew it was Dark Souls T-shirt and everything, but I was just thinking, I'm wondering why he's wearing that, and it's because of fucking Pokemon Sun of all things.
Yes.
You shame me.
No, I don't. But yeah, so far they've shown 3 legendary Pokemon now. They've shown us the 2 that are on the front covers and one that was leaked ages ago. That metal doll-looking thing. I think it's supposed to be Steel Fairy.
Registeel.
No, not Registeel. Yeah,
Regice.
Registeel, the Steel Fairy Pokemon.
Theory.
Fairy.
Theory.
Yes, as in the floating flappy.
Game theory.
It's a game theory. But yeah, I'm excited. Well, I didn't really have to show much about it. I'm excited. I'm still going to pick up the game no matter what. I'm excited to see what Pokemon's going to be on there.
I hope it's to a higher standard than a ring of keys and an ice cream.
So far, yeah, I'd say
a bundle of garbage.
They are better.
Yeah, but to be honest, what we're seeing is the usual.
Yeah.
The usual suspects. I think we get the usual first ones in the first part of the game.
Yeah, they're pretty standard, aren't they?
Mm.
And then moving on from that, we watched a ton of Zelda footage.
Oh, so much Zelda.
Which I've been waiting for over a year now. It's like even longer than that.
He gets an iPad.
Yeah, he gets an iPad and he just goes on Netflix and chill.
Yeah. It's now Link's gone a bit hipster. It looks like.
You don't even wear clothes.
No.
Netflix and Triforce.
It's quite customizable, this one. You have a variety of weapons and gear. It definitely feels very Skyrim, Far Cry sort of type game where you're surviving in the wilderness.
All right.
Yeah.
So
it seems very more sandboxy like than previous titles. What I've seen.
To be honest, they said like the demo that they're showing is going to have no story in it whatsoever. So I don't know whether there is going to be a ton of story or they just hide it for the purpose of this demo because they don't want to. Yeah. Obviously, they don't want to have major spoilers and how the game starts and stuff like that.
Yeah, I'm hoping it sticks with what we've seen anyway because I like the idea.
I like the idea of him waking up from it's been animation and stuff like that, like Resurrection Chamber or whatever that was, and it looks like a Hyrule that's been destroyed, and now it's sort of like the rebuild the land again, for the 50th time.
Well, I liked.
I like that you could burn everything.
Nice. I love that exploding barrels.
Yeah,
there's so much physics in that game that it's almost...
there's like boulders and everything. Also, I thought, fucking hell, settle down, Portal.
But yeah, he was. I loved it because he was trying to stack up exploding barrels, and then was he throwing a stick or something at some fire to set the barrels alight?
Yeah, and he blew himself up.
Blew himself up. Yeah. That sold me the game, by the way. I'm just
that was it. Genius buying the game because he
exploded barrels. I'm happy. No, it wasn't just that. We also saw some of the shrine stuff that was in the game as well. It looks beautiful in there, and I think you've got to go in there to get new. I'm going to just say apps for your iPad. It looks like
there's not many. It was a hotspot. Link just needed some free Wi-Fi.
Yeah. So there is an electrical item in it that looks like a tablet.
Yeah, that's what he's joking about. Yeah.
Well, it was set in medieval times.
Well, there's always been like a bit of like a futuristic tech as well in Zelda. It's a little bit of a mix.
Or like Final Fantasy type thing as well. It's like future and past and mixed.
sort of like it's like as if it was from an old civilization that was more advanced. If you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they are.
More amiibos.
Oh yeah.
Did we not get a console?
I don't know anything about. Well, the NX. No, they did actually announce that they weren't going to be mention anything about the NX at E3. All we know is that it is coming out at the beginning of next year, isn't it?
Yeah, so I know it's 2017. It's going to be released.
Yeah, continue with the amiibo. Sorry.
Yep. Lineup of amiibos for both Zelda and there's a Mario lineup as well, and it's got Waluigi. So
I've heard that there's a glow-in-the-dark Boo as well, isn't there?
Huh?
There's a glow-in-the-dark Boo.
Yeah, I didn't know it glows in the dark. I've just seen pictures of it, so I don't know what.
Yeah, I've been told it glows in the dark, which is nice. But was there any other games apart from Zelda and Pokemon Sun and Moon?
The selection of indie titles that you usually get. I won't bore you with them.
Harp on.
Oh no! Come on! You've got to tell us. This is the point of Nintendo. You've got to tell us what was actually talked about on Nintendo.
Well, I didn't see the trailers of these, and I got a ton of them, and there's just like, you're not gonna know what they are. You're not gonna know.
Right? No, give us a chance.
Right.
Tell us some of them, all right?
There's Rumbo Pocket.
Sorry, what?
Runbow Pocket. Do you know it?
No, I don't know that one.
No, me neither. Exium Verge.
I've heard of that. Yeah, that came out on that came out on PS4 quite a while back.
There you go. Got that one again.
Okay.
Jotun Valia Edition.
Is that like the Wii U version of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I hope so.
Yeah.
Severed.
Severed. I've heard of.
Isn't that a band?
Yes.
Yeah. Now they're coming to the Wii U. For one night only.
Severed.
They showed more Paper Mario Color Splash, which everyone's hating on it right now because it's not 1,000-year doll.
What is that one? What's so special? Color Splash.
Paper Mario Color Splash.
What's so special about this one?
You can splash colours everywhere.
Yeah, the gimmick is color right now.
Oh, well, right, okay.
But it's the Mario RPG, but yeah, a lot of people rip on that one because it's taken less of the RPG aspects out of it and just going with whatever gimmick they want to do. So a lot of people bashing that one right now.
Sorry, what?
You panicking over a moth? That's what it was, wasn't it?
I need to print the screen.
I'm not panicking over a moth.
Oh, I didn't see your screen.
Panicking over his mum bringing him some food.
Wait. Oh, great. Kaj is now saying I've lied. I'm not lying. I'll explain to you later, Kaj, all right? Don't worry about it. But anyway, yeah, you was going on. What was we talking about? Sorry.
Talking about what's them? Is that sausage and chips?
About?
I mean, we saw more information on games that we already know. So I think the only announcement I've seen that's brand new, I'd say, is the 3DS Mario Party game. Which, okay.
Well, they're showing a bit. There's a game that I'm looking for.
And I think that's what the Mario Amiibos are for. The lineup.
There's the was it Rhythm Mega Mix or something like that?
Yeah, we saw more of that, but that was announced before.
Yeah, but I'm looking forward to. They're showing the actual gameplay of it, which I'm happy about. This is definitely a game I want to pick up because I do love those rhythm games myself.
I think we saw more Monster Hunter Generations.
Oh, show more of that again, did they? Yeah. Oh, and didn't they show some of Pokemon Go?
I know.
They demonstrated it on the stage, and they started catching Pokemon, and it looked really confusing because they were just on stage and they're trying to catch a Rattata by spinning the ball on the screen.
So, what do you think of it? What you've seen from what they've shown us?
I'm not interested in the slightest, to be honest. Mobile game. I don't think it's going to be as all that people brag it, pick up to be.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. If it's a free game, then yeah, I'm gonna have.
It's gonna be a freemium game.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You know where where it's free to play,
Like a
but
Facebook
there's
game.
loads of extra premium items that you can pay for and make it
like
a bit
special
easier.
Pokeballs.
Yeah, but you'll have like timer boosters to get increased catch rates and stuff like that, won't you?
Ultra Balls and Great Balls.
Customizable
Actually,
gear.
it might be a good idea to do it that way.
£100 Master Ball.
And I bet you'll have to have a cooldown every time you catch something or attempt to catch something. So you'll only be able to catch something every hour or something like that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It might be like you'll get like a few hours, and then like you'd only have a limited amount of balls a day. But if like you run out of balls, pay money, and they'll give you the balls back.
I don't know. I'm still looking forward to
Your
it.
balls have gone blue.
Did we get any date when it's supposed to be coming out yet, or?
I don't know.
You don't know. I'm gonna have a quick chat just in case.
Google search.
Yeah, Google search it. But anything else you want to add to your Nintendo-ness?
Not really. I feel like as the presentation goes, I thought it was a little bit boring. Like I miss like the last year's and the one before it. I know last year's game lineup was dreadful.
Yeah.
But the puppets were very entertaining. So I was hoping like they'd do something like that again, but they decided to go very tame on this one and just.
But then again, I think it was a bit weakened anyway because of certain events that have a while to dying over the past year, hasn't he? As well.
Yeah, I know, but you can't just stop the fun.
Well, I think they're still trying to, especially when the big news that people have been wanting to hear about from Nintendo has been the NX, and they haven't even bothered mentioning anything about that. All we know is that it's coming out March next year.
Well, that's the worrying thing because, like, Xbox have talked about their own stuff more than that, and that's coming out even later than that. Like, yeah, that's what's worrying.
By the way, Pokemon Go, they haven't got a release date for it, but they have said, the little wearable that you can get for it?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming out next month in US. So I've got a feeling the game will be available sometime next month.
Unless you want to buy the wearable, what the hell do you want to buy the wearable for before it comes out?
Yeah, exactly.
Messed up.
Oh, and I forgot Minecraft Wii U. There was Minecraft Battle minigame.
Oh, yeah, that's coming on everything. Why, have they actually given us a date for it now?
June 21st. It's a free game update.
Yay! So that more than likely means we're going to be getting it around about that same time as well.
Yeah.
So that's something I'm looking forward to with Minecraft. But no offense, I want to get it on Xbox or PlayStation because I already have those games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
But what did you think? Anything? I actually.
It was nice to see all the Zelda because I think I've been like, come on, bring some Zelda game. I was like a year ago, like last E3, I was like, when I was really annoyed when I was like, no E3, no Zelda. They announced that Zelda game 2 E3s ago.
Yeah.
2 years ago exactly, and we had to wait a whole like 2 years to even like see the game fully.
Yeah.
So it's like finally unleashed, so I think it was a much needed to see like a whole like hour's worth of it.
Yeah,
But it'd be nice to also have the usual E3 stuff on top of it.
Yeah, I think it would have been better having some. The thing is, I was hoping that they would do some kind of direct.
Yeah.
I think that's, even though they do not do press conferences anymore, it's nice seeing the direct stuff.
Yeah.
Because even though we might already know about the games, it's nice to see a little bit more in a.
It's got a bit of
sort
charm
of
in it.
Yeah.
Nintendo Directs.
Yeah. The thing is, that's what I do love. I do love the Nintendo Directs because they are fun to watch. Even though sometimes the last one we had was for Pokemon, and that was about 5 minutes long. There you go. Yeah, Pokemon's coming out this date. See you guys later.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what it was.
Tempt you into going on their own website, don't they, and looking and waiting for the next.
Yeah.
For it, so.
Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo. It was fun. It was fun to see Zelda. There we go.
Times.
Yeah. So I've got Bethesda here with mine, which I'd like to point out. Like I said, I'm not supposed to be on this podcast
No
today.
excuses.
It was supposed to be Hanksy, but unfortunately he had to drop out for reasons we don't want to go into. So I'm here. Hi, it's me, GD. I've got Bethesda's list of stuff that has happened. So they started off by showing off a trailer for Quake Champions. So Bethesda, the company that are making their old games come back to modern consoles, it looks like.
Doom.
Well, what have they done? They've done Doom, they did Wolfenstein, and now they're doing Quake. Which, look, I'm happy they're doing that because it does. They're great games which they're bringing out.
Then why do?
And they got to do Home Alone as well.
Home Alone.
Yeah,
Well,
they made that as well. That really bad game.
Well, it's been, according to this, 20 years ago, Quake was released and dominated the multiplayer scene, and it makes its return with Quake Champions on the PC, bringing the popular shooter into the modern era, promising fast gameplay and classic arena combat. A diverse cast of characters will be unique abilities and attributes will be expected, with the game being heavily supported for esports play. And they say that there's going to be more information at QuakeCon this August because, no offense, if you're doing QuakeCon, you've got to have Quake Champions there, haven't you? It's in the name.
Quake's Quake, innit? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, have you guys ever played any Quake? I've had a go of it when I was younger. Yeah,
when I was really
I
young.
used to play a lot of Quake.
So, do you like it's what's it called, coming to modern times again?
I
think
think
everyone
the
got their
formula
feel
is
from Wolfenstein and Doom. I feel like it's not that it's not because they're not very different apart really, are they? Doom, Wolfenstein, Quake, they have the same sort of formula. You know what I mean? So it's not. I don't think that many people are that excited for Quake, to be honest.
No, compared to Doom and Wolfenstein. Yeah, I agree. I don't think there was as much excitement. I think people are happy to see that it's coming, but it's the third one that okay, yay. I'm happy you guys are doing that. Good luck with that game.
What was the last Quake? Wasn't it Quake Wars?
It was Quake Wars, but the last game made by id Software was in 2009. So it's been a while since they've actually made a Quake game themselves. So, was it 99? I think it was actually 99 the last time they actually made a Quake game, id Software.
All right.
So, yeah, you're happy for them. It's good for them. Anyway, next what we saw was Dishonored 2. So, we found out it's coming November the 11th on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
Yeah.
That you have you can either be Emily Coldwin, or Carvo Atano. So you can pick Corvo Atano. Sorry.
Is he Welsh?
No. But yeah, I think that's the thing. You can either control one of these two characters, and they have a different experience throughout the game. So they do recommend, if you want to play with both of the characters. So it's got the ability to play through it again, it looks like. Now, I think with Dishonored 2, a lot of people are already excited about this game. It does look really good. And what we found out is, so it's taking place 15 years after the first game.
Yeah.
So
because Emily's grown up, isn't she?
Yeah, she's now grown up. So it's built around the Void engine, displaying some pretty lighting. The land of why am I always stuck with the stupid names? Karnaka can be explored through multiple pathways with different ways to dispatch or sneak past enemies. Gameplay showed Emily exploring rooftops, brutally killing foes, and using special powers to distract or link them together. There's also a unique time traveling technique that's very handy for stealth. Yeah, it showed some of the powers that she's got as well. Like there's this like nightmare crawl thing, where she starts crawling after him. But it's like there's these characters. I don't remember the names of them. But if you attack this one character, it affects all the ones that are similar to it. So it's one of those games you really got to think about what you're doing. So I'm looking forward to it. And they've also said you don't really need to play the first game to enjoy the second game as well.
I enjoyed the first one. I was pleasantly surprised because I put it off having it, playing it, but it was out on the Xbox Games for Gold.
Yeah, but yeah. I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's a game that I'm going to pick up, but it's like, this is the thing that I found out with E3. There is a lot of games coming at the end of the year again. So I've got a feeling it's one of those games that I'm not going to pick up straight away, but I'll pick up later on.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, November the 11th, there's other games that I want to play that are coming out around that time anyway. Next, we saw Prey. So, by the looks of things, it's going to be a reboot of the original Prey. Now, I never played the original Prey myself.
It's probably more of a cult classic, I think.
Yeah, so it says Arcane Studios is well, yeah, that's the thing. They've shown that they're developing this title, and it's going to be released next year on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. And it's supposed to be taking place in 2032 on the space station Talos 1. So something has gone terribly wrong. No surprise there, because that is what these kind of games happen. If you're in a video game and you're on a space station, I'm going to be honest with you, you're screwed.
Yeah.
You're either in a simulator being controlled by someone who doesn't know what they're doing, or there's an alien on there.
Yeah, you get abducted by aliens, and that's what it's about.
Yeah. So, as Morgan Yu, who's been subjected to mysterious experiments, you must survive an invading alien force using items on the space station as well as mind-bending abilities.
Yeah, I think it was. I think there's a one famous scene in the game where you press this button and you go into this model of part of the Earth or something, and you can see the big alien looking at you through the glass screen.
Yeah.
And then you go back out in big life and kill him. But it was quite an atmospheric game on there.
Like I said, all we saw was a trailer of it, wasn't it? He kept on looking at his eye, and he was experiencing the same day over and over again by the sounds of things.
Groundhog Day, man.
It's like a Groundhog Day effect. We kept looking at his eye, didn't he? It was getting redder and redder.
Kept looking at his own eye.
Yeah. So it was in his face. Don't worry, it wasn't like it was in a jar.
All right, I was going to say, how'd you look at your own eye?
Like when you wake up in the morning, sometimes you go like that, don't you? He kept on looking at it, and it was getting redder and redder throughout the trailer. They announced some more Fallout 4 DLC. So we got Contraptions, which is set to drop next week. It'll let us build weapon racks, conveyor belts, sorting machines, elevators, and more.
Yeah.
Then we had coming out in July, Vault Tech Workshop, so you can make your own vaults.
Oh, nice. That'd be nice.
Yeah. And then in August, we're going to be getting our next big, Far Harbor.
Yep.
Our actual big expansion, and the next one's Nuka World. That looks fun.
I know that because I've seen it was in the files, wasn't it? Someone leaked it. It was in the files ages ago.
So we're going to Nuka World, guys! Yay!
Is that where they make their Nuka-Cola?
Nuka-Cola. It's the happiest place on earth. Yeah, so that's launching in August, and the trailer also showed a unique apocalyptic theme. Yeah, it's an apocalyptic theme park setting. So if people don't know, also the VR version of the game will be playable on the HTC Vive next year as well. So they're going to be bringing Fallout 4 to VR. Which, yeah, you guys don't like the idea of that, do you?
I'm not really. No, I'm not going to be a big fan of VR, to be honest.
No. I don't think it's a good place for gaming, really.
Yeah. What's happening in chat? Shimmy's talking
we're just
legit
talking
about Mafia 3. That looks like a really good game, actually.
But you said about the black character, didn't?
Yeah, he's saying that people are upset that it's a black character. I don't think. No, I don't think that many people are upset about that, but it shouldn't be. Yeah. The thing is, as long as it's a really good game, that's great. The thing is, it's more of the gameplay with it. You shouldn't really be thinking about that in gaming terms.
Well, no, but there is like a thingy with female characters as well, isn't it? Female protagonists. There's always been a stigma with them. Apart from like you've got your Tomb Raiders and stuff, but
well, that's changed over time. It's like look at Tomb Raider nowadays, compared to what it was like before it was rebooted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Mafia 3 looks really good. I think a lot of people will enjoy it, especially. But then again, I've never played the original ones.
Have you played the Godfather one?
Probably not.
That was a great game.
Yeah. But what I've seen with the trailers, it looks really fun. With that, anyway, going back with what was it doing? Bethesda, Elder Scrolls Legends. They teased it a little bit last year, didn't they? So it's let me get this straight. It's Magic the Gathering if it was in the Elder Scrolls universe, yeah?
Yes, it's a card game, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Hearthstone, that's what they pretty much said. Yeah, Hearthstone dominates the digital card game market, and Bethesda hopes to chip away at it with its free... Yeah, it's a free-to-play entry, by the way. So it's a single-player story mode will feature a moth priest named Kellen and focus on the Elder Scrolls lore. Those interested can now apply for the upcoming beta on Bethesda.net, and the game will be released on PC, iPad, iPhone, Mac, and Android. So... Are you guys interested in?
I've not been big on card games since a long, long time ago when I left school. So, but it is an interest. I mean, I hope and pray to the lords above that they do something on a bigger scale, like a Total War set in the Elder Scrolls or something like that would be good.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more that it can offer from just being a smaller story as well. So, yeah, it's a nice little avenue for it to go down, having a card game version of it.
It's something different. The thing is, they did. You can't. What I've noticed so far, because they did it last year, they got to have some kind of mobile game come out nowadays with them. Last year it was Shelter. This year it's Skyrim Legends. What's next year? Doom?
Yeah, Doom.
Yeah, Doom.
Handheld.
Also, they announced Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim special editions are going to be coming out this October. So it's pretty much like a definitive remastered of Skyrim, isn't it? That's coming out on. What I found out is coming out on PC, Xbox One, and PS4.
Yep.
And
it's gonna have all the DLC, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's gonna have all mods as well.
Yeah, so it's gonna have their mod access. So in other words, like with Fallout 4, you can use mods on Xbox One now since May.
Is it free?
Yeah, it's free. It's free. You can use the mods for free. All you gotta do is sign up to Bethesda.net.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's something that, look, it's not going to be a problem. You get access to play with the mods. And then they do actually say, look, it's at your own risk with these mods. We try and monitor them as best we can, but remember, some of them might collide with each other. Just saying.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that they said you don't have to redo the mods. They'll all be compatible with the new.
Yeah. Which I'm happy. I think a lot of people were expecting to see Skyrim. Well, there was leaked already that Skyrim remaster was coming, but we didn't hear much information about it anyway. I'm kind of happy that we are getting mod support with it. I think you can't really do a remaster, especially when you got Fallout 4 that has mod support now, and not have mod support with it.
Yeah, mod support's the way.
Yeah, but
got to support the indies, supporting the indies, and supporting the guys who make the mods, because these are going to be the future game developers, aren't they?
yes.
So if they get them on the side, they might find someone who's making a mod and think, Christ, he's a smart little bugger, and he's doing something. You know, he's a bloody plasterer by day, doing mods at night.
Yeah, it's like I think we've covered mods that, especially on Skyrim, which have shocked so many people. Wasn't there one where he actually made a whole new area with Skyrim, a mod area for it?
Yeah, they've made big, massive cave systems and whole new storylines as well.
It's like that guy ended up getting. Now he's now working for Bungie.
Yeah.
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 But yeah, a little bit more information about the PC version of it, by the way. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim Special Edition will be released on October the 28th. It will be available for PC as well, and anyone who owns a Steam copy of the original game and its add-ons will be able to upgrade to the Special Edition for free. Yeah, so if you own Skyrim,
you get the free upgrade.
Yeah, the free upgrade, yeah. On Steam. So
I'll have that when it comes out. When's the release date on that?
Well, it also explains why we've not heard of Skyrim going backwards compatible on Xbox as well.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's coming out October 28th. So, there's only one thing. I do not expect this to be a full price game.
You don't? Do you think it will more of like a £15, £20?
No. I think the most I will expect to see it is probably £30. 35 at most, actually. It's just
40.
that in the end,
50.
No. I expect around about 35 at most, because it's in the end it's still just a remaster. As much as they try and make it look shiny and new, it's still a remaster. It's the same game,
same engine, it's just retexturing in it.
Yeah. And yeah, I agree. You're getting all the DLC with it, and you're getting the mod support as well, but. Yeah,
an old game.
Exactly. It's like we've got that Batman Return to Arkham coming out in the next couple of weeks, haven't we? Where you're getting, is it Arkham Asylum and City? I think it is. Either way, I don't expect that to be a full price game as well. I'm expecting at most £30. It's like what's just come out? Dead Island Definitive Edition.
All right.
Yeah, that's remastered, and it looks beautiful. What we've played of it.
It's a nice game, anyway, wasn't it?
It was a nice game. I think the only thing, it was a bit repetitive after so long.
Yeah, I meant the looks though. Sorry.
Oh yeah, it looked beautiful, and this makes it look even better. It's like
going down the beaches, man.
Yeah, it's like Lethal. We did the compare between the two of them, and when you see them both put together, you do notice a huge difference. But it was still a beautiful game when it was on the Xbox 360 and PS3 anyway. So, but yeah, I think that's all that was on Bethesda that they announced. Nothing really surprised there. I think it didn't help where the actual list was leaked beforehand. Oh, there was one more thing that I forgot to mention. The Bethesda didn't announce this, but they dropped a big hint that a new game in the Wolfenstein series might be in the works. Yeah, the eagle-eyed folks at PC Games End picked up on something strange at the start of Bethesda's Quake trailer. It opened with a Moxie drive filled with previous Bethesda games.
Yeah, I remember seeing this.
Of all the series associated with id Software, and under Wolf 3D New Order and New Blood, referred to the original 3D and the two most recent sequels, there's an entry titled New Colossus. And it's the only entry in the list that does not have a release date.
Mm.
So, Look, I expect them to do a new Wolfenstein anyway, because of how successful the previous is it Old
Bethesda
Blood?
always drops hints to the release dates of their games.
Well, they haven't dropped a hint for release date. They've just dropped hints.
No, I'm just saying, just like
being
future
made.
installments of their games, because that Fallout 4 was hinted in Fallout New Vegas on the train station. It said like Boston 2015.
Yeah. There's always them hints in it. They know what they're going to do. They know what they're going to make. They know what they're going to do in the next bloody 20 to 30 bloody years, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, they've got it all mapped out.
So, my question is, what did you think of Bethesda's announcement? Anything that really took you guys' eyes?
I was upset about the Skyrim.
You upset
I just wanted a new Elder Scrolls.
Oh, come on. I don't think they are going to be making a new Elder Scrolls, but I think at the moment they're not.
And I don't see the point in the remaster, if I'm honest.
Yeah, when you got...
I don't see the point in a remaster
version.
Considering it's, PC version.
PC version seems really pointless.
Yeah,
We've already modded it to probably look even better than that.
Yeah, I agree.
Version.
I agree. I don't see the point of a PC version, but then again, you guys are more than likely going to get it for free by the sounds of things from here. But I understand for Xbox One and PS4. Because you do need... everyone's doing remasters at the moment. Why not Bethesda jump in the bandwagon as well?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't... If it was Oblivion or Morrowind, then yeah, but I think with it being their last Elder Scrolls game...
I think it's because it was the most popular
online,
one.
But, but I mean, well, it come in popularity. I mean, Elder Scrolls fans say Morrowind was the best, and then Oblivion, and then Skyrim. Skyrim wasn't the best Elder Scrolls. It's just been the most popular.
Yeah. I would like the Morrowind or Oblivion to be remastered.
But a Morrowind is so far in they didn't have any like kind of fast travel and did do anything in Morrowind. So, and there was no like when you get a quest and you have to speak to this person, there was no like didn't pop up on like a triangle to follow. It was like old school.
Yeah.
So
I remember the trailer for Oblivion, and they were like showing off their new fast travel system.
Yeah,
I was thinking, God, every game's got that now.
Yeah. So it would be nice to have.
Game, just skip it.
That's it. But it would be nice to have that in the latest era
to
of
explore this.
Yeah. Yeah, I would like to see them do stuff like Oblivion and Morrowind as well, but I think give them time, they probably will.
Yeah.
I'll never get past Bethesda. They probably will do that kind of stuff if they want to, but
I mean, it takes time to make these games, though. There's a lot of stuff they've got to go through. There's a lot of things they've got to make and stories they've got to write. So there's a lot of background. So it takes years and years to make a big game like the Fallouts, like the Elder Scrolls and stuff like that. So
yeah. So we spoke a bit about Ubisoft, PlayStation, and Xbox yesterday. What did you guys think? Was there anything that you really shone for you at E3 as a full this year?
I don't know. I think everything was just. I think last E3 we had the next gen come out, wasn't it? And it was a bit like everyone released stuff for the immediate sudden surge of games. But now I think everyone's taking a step back and are focusing on getting better content out now than just rushing just better graphics. I think just better games are coming out now. They've had time to just relax and like Nintendo don't have anything. They just like Billy said, they just throw a load of shite out last year.
Yeah.
It's time they've had a chance to get those games out that they've been waiting to do.
Wasn't their main talking point of Nintendo last year Star Fox Zero?
Yeah, that was a worry.
Yeah, that was a huge worry.
It's not really good with the bombshell was like, we're not going to talk about Zelda. That game that you're most excited for. We're not going to talk about that at all. Yeah. And that's just such a shitty way to start an E3, like to say an E3.
But at least this year they spoke more about Zelda than we hadn't really want to care about.
Well, no, I love. I got all my feel from Zelda. The problem is, I feel like the people playing it weren't that interesting. So. Yeah. I'm glad I got all this information of what the game looks like, but like after I got 15 minutes of that, I was like, okay, well,
you'd rather have it on mute.
Yeah.
I'm a bit sad that we never seen no a Dead Redemption 2 or anything like that.
Yeah, well, I think it was weird because we kind of had the rumors that there was going to be a Rockstar announcement, and it kind of didn't happen.
Well, apparently it was going to be on Sony's, and they pulled out.
Did they?
They didn't want to. They said they weren't going to do it. Whether they might have had technical issues, maybe they might have just thought they're not ready for it. The announcement's not going to be that good.
I think. Well, you never know. We might hear something at Gamescom because that's coming up August, September time anyway. The thing is, this is just the start of the gaming expos usually anyway. So hopefully we'll hear something about it. It might be Red Dead 2. It might be Bully 2. It might be some standalone DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't know.
See.
Yeah. So yeah. What about Resident Evil 7? Did you guys see what was happening with that?
I didn't see any Resident Evil.
Well, by the looks of it, what we've been told now, the game will be in first person and it will feature no QuickTime events.
No QuickTime, even though it's going to be in first person.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot for long-time fans to get excited about. Reports coming out that E3 agree that Capcom has been taking Resident Evil 6 criticism into account. So a lot of people really hated 6, didn't they?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people kept on saying, yeah, but I think a lot of people were saying, look, go back to your old roots, go back to the scary stuff.
First person?
Are they making it VR as well?
Yeah, it's going to be full VR.
Oh, that's not going back to the roots, then, is it? That's just them trying to jump on the hype trains and stuff like that of other horror games.
It's full VR, but you don't need to play it in VR.
No, I know, but then that's the whole point of the reason why it's in first person. What I'm annoyed about is like we've got like fucking 20 other horror games that are doing this right now. Your default Resident Evil, you know, the you know, one of the most renowned titles, wouldn't just follow the hype and actually be the ones to sort of, you know, break the ground, not follow it.
Well, I think they want it to be you in. They're trying to say that they want it to be you in that experience, not the character. You're not Leon.
Yeah, you're not Leon. There's supposed to be a new hero throughout this whole thing.
Billy Boomers.
Yeah, Billy Boomers. You're now starring Resident Evil 7.
Yes.
At least I'll be a better voice actor.
But yeah, they've gave us a demo of it anyway, so we're more than likely going to be having a go of that later next week anyway, which I'm so looking forward to because it reminds me so much of PT. Thank you, Capcom.
Reminds you of your personal trainer.
Yeah, it reminds me of my personal trainer. My personal trainer that Konami decided to kill.
Well, the game isn't about killing, it's about surviving, it says.
Yeah, so I'm telling that to Konami, the pachinko making company.
And the pachinko.
I love this. We're still picking on Konami, and it's the whole thing with Kojima is all over already.
No one cares. No one cares for Konami.
Yeah. Look, we're making Metal Gear Solid. Yay! That's a pachinko machine. Why?
I saw a picture on Twitter of Kojima. Like he was at like an expo or something like that, and he was around all the Phoenix Wright stuff, and he was on the little court stage.
Sony's.
Yeah, and someone like put like comment saying objection to like Konami or something like pachinko machines are shit.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm going to have a go at the demo, see what it's like. We know that the game's going to be coming out January the 24th. So I'm just happy that they're moving away from the whole all action style of Resident Evil and are going towards the horror side again.
Yeah, back to the survival and that.
Want. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And I think it will get better criticism than Resident Evil 6 did.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we just got to see how that goes. So yeah, that's what we've covered. We've covered all 3 of them now, haven't we?
Yeah, that's about it, really. Yeah.
I was just doing little extra bits, really, like Capcom and.
Yeah. So let's talk a few. Yeah, we're doing our quick update here. It seems that's nice.
Yeah.
So like I said, Nintendo NX will be about games, not teraflops. Someone explain that to me, please.
So it's basically saying it's not going to be a super cool graphics
so everyone
machine
keeps
again.
saying like, yeah, are you going to make it as powerful as the blah blah blah? And they're going to go, no, it's not our focus. It's never been Nintendo's focus.
Yeah, they just said here, just like Wii and Wii U. Yeah, that's a good way to start it.
But the thing is, it's not as if you can make.
The Wii was still the most sold console that generation, so don't start knocking it.
Yeah, okay.
GameCube was more powerful than the PS2, or not as powerful as the Xbox, but the Xbox did worse.
I'm just hoping that they do a lot better with Nintendo NX.
So I just don't think raw power is just like it's not what.
Yeah, I agree. It's the game.
PlayStation 2 was the weakest of that generation, and that is the highest selling console of all time. So I don't really care for this. This is just people just bickering.
Touched a nerve there, GD Christ.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. I'm just like I'm not saying GD's like
it's just everyone.
Like, it's just a typical media like crap. Like here we go. We don't even know the specifics of the console, and already people are just knocking it.
The thing is, I agree. I think in the end, it's the games that count. If the games are really interesting to play, that's the right way to think.
The issue with Wii U wasn't its power; it was the lack of games.
Exactly, that was the issue with the Wii U. It was the lack of games, not its power. And even when they had a couple of flops, even with their first-party games that came out. For example, Mario Party 10, which was. Ooh, that was a bad way of going down that route, wasn't it?
Well, it's not like a bad game as Infinity. It was bad compared to the other Mario parties.
Yes. The things that we've got to compare it to. But yeah, I just want to see what the hell this thing is now. But the thing is, I'm sick of people saying, "Oh, it's gonna have this, it's gonna have that." Just show us the damn console if it is a console.
Tease.
And I'm sick of the teasing. Just do you know what?
I show a little bit of NX leg.
It's just, do you know what they're going to do? They're going to show the controller, not explain to us it's the controller. Like they did with the damn Wii U. How many people were bloody confused if it was an actual new console or if it was just an accessory for the Wii?
Well, that was because of their stupid name tiling. They're not very good with names, Nintendo.
No,
I'm not letting them name my child. They'll probably call it the new Billy.
Left 4 Dead and Portal 2 have now been added to the Xbox backwards compatibility, with also Flashback, Babbles Rising, and Brain Challenge as well. So Portal 2 is backwards compatible. That's nice.
Very nice.
It was very nice. There wasn't much that we haven't covered.
Really, because I think E3 was the news, really. Like,
yeah,
covered it all, man.
Oh, Steam Summer Sale dates have been confirmed by PayPal now.
Yeah, I got the email.
What date is it? The dates that we already know. Oh, it's got look, got a little crying wallet. No.
Oh my god! I just seen your PayPal login details as well.
No, you didn't. It says that it's starting on 23rd of June, so that's next week. It's a week today, isn't it?
His PayPal account is a crying wallet.
Yeah.
That's his PayPal.
Yeah. The UK is getting its first. Oh, we're getting our first 24-hour esports channel in the UK.
24 hours.
Yeah, 24 hours. It's Ginks TV is going to be coming in the UK. So people who are fans of esports, you don't have to just watch it on Twitch anymore. You can actually watch it on TV.
You have to pay for like sports, like box from Sky or something. Is it on Sky? Is there Sky Sports Gaming?
Yeah. It says here it launches on the 23rd of June. And it is going to be on. It's Sky only at the moment, unfortunately. So people with Virgin and stuff like that. Sorry.
Apologise. You're not the guy making the decision.
How dare you, GD?
I'm sorry, but yeah, it's going to be on Channel 4. Oh, they missed a trick here. It's on Channel 470.
Ah, could have been 420.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Starring
But
Snoop Dogg playing
but
Battle.
it's something that I'm happy with because Sky. That means Sky is picturing it as a sports channel.
Yeah.
Because the 400s are usually the sports channels anyway, so it's nice that they're doing that. So it's a step forward. I wonder how long it's going to last until we start seeing other things being added to it. But yeah, we're getting an esports channel. Yay!
Well, it's a step forward, isn't it? Yeah.
Exactly. Well, it's like what's it called? What tournament was put up? I think was it Madden tournament that was announced at EA's. That was happening over E3.
Oh.
Yeah, well, sorry.
That thing that they played during the UK area where the crowd could not give a damn.
God, what the hell? Yeah, that's one thing I find funny about EA's was that. Right, so now it's time to talk about Madden. Let's go back over to London.
Yeah, that was a bit.
Yeah,
it was mental, that wasn't it? How it kept going back to London.
No, we're back in London with stuff that they don't give a shit about.
Okay, I understood with the FIFA
Okay,
stuff.
let's go back to America with FIFA.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fucked up. But hey ho, that's the technology of today. You can go from Los Angeles to that's where it was, isn't it? Los Angeles, E3.
Just doing a Skype call.
Yeah, I'm looking through it. There's not much that we haven't already covered. So
might as well wrap it up. We're
I
coming
think
to
we
a
should
close
wrap it up.
anyway.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shimmy. You're the one in control tonight.
You have the power.
I have the power.
Yeah, mate. Not me.
Well, thanks for everyone for taking part, and E3 is a special time for all gamers, no matter whether you're a PC master race or a console lover. But we've all had fun. I've had fun watching it and stuff, and I'm sure the other guys, especially GD, has had fun staying up till the early hours watching his ones.
No, this has been a very long week.
He's thinking about that.
Some sleep now.
Thinking about that sausage chips and mushy peas that he's got behind him. He's gonna have to microwave up. You can smell them. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Yeah, but thanks for
left me hungry this whole time. I've just been staring at your fucking food.
Then at your food, yeah. But thanks for tuning in. And probably the next big event we're gonna do will be the
Halloween one.
Halloween, yeah.
Steam.
Theme. Halloween.
No. Well, we'll just add the other bits that we usually cover. Yeah. So the stuff that I forgot to mention yesterday, actually. If you want to follow Crave Your Game on Twitter, you can do so at Crave Your Game. Follow us on Twitch at twitch.tv/CTG podcast. We usually you're in the other box, you idiot.
I'm pointing down in the middle.
Oh wait, yeah, your camera's flipped. I just noticed that.
You cock.
It's different on my screen. I'm not used to being in this position.
Shut up then and let me point all the details down.
Yeah, go to twitch.tv/CTG podcast. We do a podcast every Wednesday starting at 9 p.m. So follow us, please. Also, go to our YouTube channel where we put out a video at least once a day. For example, trying to look for one YouTuber we're in this week.
Cool.
You can watch this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, watch this podcast. Watch that's
part one.
Watch yesterday's podcast, which is on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/CraveYourGames. Also, for the audio version of the podcast and the update, you can find those at craveyourgame.wordpress.com. And if you're 18 and over and you love gaming as much as we do, you can join our community at cravethegame.net.
Shutting. And that's a goodbye from him.
Goodbye.
That's a goodbye from Billy.
Hello.
That's a goodbye from me.
See you.
Bye bye.
that's what you guys have got to this week, Square Enix. Well done.
I'm wondering how, because if you remember last Square Enix E3, I'm wondering how awkward and weird it's going to be this year. Like, I'm actually looking forward to it. I was confused the whole time, and I liked it.
I'm not 100% sure if they're even doing a press conference still. I know that they have got information that is going to be coming out during E3, but will they just...